Welcome to Scribble Your Way to Success. This is all about expressing yourself, about taking time for you, disconnecting from your business for a little while. It's about playing and simplicity, but it's also about a metaphor, which I will tell you about later. All you need today is a pen or pencil and a sheet of paper. It's supposed to be fun, this. It's not supposed to turn into something pretty. It's not supposed to turn into a work of art, maybe a modern work of art, who knows. But it might look like something a 3-year-old could have done. Don't let the perfectionist control you today. This is where I want you to give yourself time to play. Drop any objections you might have to these exercises. You'll have a lot more fun if you just let loose and do it. Out of respect to your time and mine, I'm going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. Let me know if you have anything to say, and I will stop and talk to you. If you have your pen or pencil and paper ready, let's get going. First thing I want you to do is to scribble different lines of different kinds, touching all 4 corners and sides of your paper. You don't have to fill your paper up, but just make lines that crisscross each other in different ways, like waves, zigzags, straight lines, and spirals. You decide. That one was a bit short. I just see if you can see that. I've made some marks on my paper to start us off. This exercise is very useful to occupy both your mind and your hands, to take your mind off your business. You might say, well, I could just take a walk. But if you take a walk and you have a problem in your business, you'll be thinking about that problem anyway. Your mind will be chewing on that no matter what you do, unless you focus on something. This exercise is also to stretch some muscles that you can use in your business, and that's the metaphor I was talking about. I'm going to talk more about that later. For now, let's make some smaller doodles in the areas that you have on your paper. You can make any kind of shapes or doodles you want. Just make some interesting shapes. Like I'm making circles in one, I'm making triangles in another, flowers in a third, things like that. You can even fill out some of these areas, fill them in to make some contrast. I think I'm going to do that. You feel free to play with this. There are no rules here. Entrepreneurs need to play too. It's good for you on so many levels. But first of all, self-expression. And scientists agree that self-expression is a human need. And some scientists even rank it above identity and above freedom, which you can see some proof of when you look at all the art and crafts that came out of prisoner of war camps. There you see art and crafts coming out of prisons. So it's definitely an important part, but unfortunately most of us, both busy moms and busy entrepreneurs, drop this. We drop our self-expression kind of self-expression that's done just for fun, just for the play. We drop that as soon as we get busy. And we only focus on the creation that needs to happen for our business, or if your kid needs a new pair of mittens. It's a trend that has become more and more common, that especially women sacrifice their needs for others. It's okay to put your kids first in some ways. In other ways, you really need to set yourself some boundaries. But this exercise, in addition to being meditative and relaxing, is also a great way to get unstuck. When you do something that's very different from what you're stuck on, it's releasing. You sort of let those synapses rest, the ones that were stuck. So it's a very good way to get unstuck, whether it's writing with your writer's block or it's something else. Try to do something different for a little while. You'll see it'll loosen up. It's going to take a little while to make all these marks, but feel free to take longer than the time we have together. You don't have to finish. So this is just a way for me to show you how to do this, and then you can do it on your own whenever you feel the need to. See if I can get this done a little bit quicker so you don't have to sit and wait for me. It's easy to get caught up in this. You don't have to do shapes in all of them either. You can do lines, wavy lines, crooked lines, spiraled lines, angles, anything you want really. You can make contours of the shape itself inside there. You have many ways to fill up this paper, but I do want you to fill it up at least to some degree. And there will be some areas that you like. There will be some areas that you don't like as much. If you want to, you can turn your paper around to get at the areas that you have left. So I have 2 areas left now. I'm just going to cross-hatch those so that we can get on with the exercise. Remember, you can watch the replay if you think I'm going too fast. See if I can show you my paper. See, there are patterns and lines all over the place. So what we're going to do now might seem strange. It might seem weird, but we're going to rip this paper up. Try to rip your paper into thirds, rough thirds. And then you rip each of those pieces into thirds. So you end up with 9 pieces of different size. Because we're not using a ruler here, we're just ripping. Not trying to measure, not trying to be exact in any way. See what happy accidents you have on your papers, which pieces you like the best. See which ones are your favorites. Just lay them out and look at them. See if you find some that you really like. And then I want you to pick your 5 favorite pieces. Pick 5 and put the rest of them away. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Put 4 of them away. I have 5 pieces. Then we're going to arrange them in a way that's pleasing to the eye or pleasing to you. Arrange them in a way that you think fits. Turn them around any way you want and just place them however you want. This is part of the metaphor that I will be talking to you about when we're done. As you can see, you can make a pretty picture with less. In some cases, less is better, like dropping busy work, for example. Now, look at your 5 pieces and take away 2 of them. 1 away, 2 away. So you end up with 3 pieces. Now you arrange those in a way that you enjoy. And I'm going to tell you about that metaphor as soon as I have put my pieces together. Are you ready arranging your pieces? Well, if you are, that's great. If you aren't, take your time, because you can stretch this as long as you want, as long as you have. But the thing is that you can make something pretty with less. You can't do everything in life. You can't do everything in your business. You can't have everything. You can't follow every advice out there, because you will end up in entrepreneur overwhelm very quickly. Don't be afraid to rip things up if they aren't working. What would your business be like if you did the same to your business as you did to this piece of paper? Rip it up, put the pieces back, remove what doesn't resonate, what isn't necessary, what doesn't give you any return on investment. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about where you put your energy, getting something back for that, getting something for your efforts, and not spending more time on things than is necessary. Do you really need to edit your videos for 2 hours? Things like that. Simplify. Get rid of busy work and keep the best pieces of your business. Keep the ones that you're passionate about, that you really love, and the ones you have to keep because of regulations and rules and laws. Evaluate how you spend your time and eliminate some of the busy work. You don't have to spend all day on social media, for example. Find the ones that are good for you, that are good for your business, and that you enjoy, that give a high return on investment in terms of time, energy, and money, and put your business together that way. I think it will feel a lot better. I think you will be a lot happier. Because if your business gets overwhelming, if it gets boring, you will quit sooner or later. Or you will feel miserable, and that's not good either. But take these pieces, these 3 pieces, and glue them to a paper and hang them in your work area if you need a reminder to only keep what you need, to only keep what resonates, and get rid of the rest. You don't have to do all the tasks yourself, of course. If there is something that you have to do, like bookkeeping, I don't like it. I did economics school and dropped out after a year and a half, and there's a good reason for that, because I don't like bookkeeping. So I'm looking to outsource my bookkeeping. And if you're able to, outsource the parts that you have to keep but that you don't like. You can outsource by bartering. You can outsource by paying someone if you're able to. But get rid of the pieces that you don't want. It's as simple as that. That's a metaphor for ripping them up and only keeping the best pieces, is to take your business and only keep the best pieces of your business, because it will make it more sustainable. It will make it more fulfilling. That's sort of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you tap into your female strength to keep your business fulfilling and successful in the long run. So I hope that makes sense to you, and that you don't think I'm rambling. I think I might have been rambling here and there, but I hope you enjoyed the exercise. And if you have the guts, share your pieces, your paper pieces online, maybe in the Creative Explorer group, because that's a closed group, so it's safe to share there. You're someone who made something out of nothing, both as a business owner and just now. You made something out of nothing. Be proud of that. Thanks for being on this workshop. I would love to talk to you, so please book yourself a free virtual cup of tea with me so I can get to know you. And that's not a sales call, it's just a get to know you conversation where we talk about how you can make your business more fulfilling, how you can bring all of you into your business. I have a creative power pack coming up soon. It's not quite finished yet, but if it sounds interesting, let's talk before it launches, because I would love to do a beta group on this. If you ever miss one of the workshops, or if you want to go back, there's a 48-hour replay, and then they turn into a paid recording on my website. So I hope you will have a lovely day. Remember to book that virtual cup of tea, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.